Carnegie Mellon's West Coast campus opened its doors to students in September 2002. The university offers a variety of master's degree programs through the School of Computer Science. These programs are very different than anything offered at traditional universities.
They might expect, because it's a university, that they're going to find classes and lectures, and they're not going to find that at all. So first, let's show you what we have here. So what we have here is an office building, and that's basically what it is. We have a classroom. We have one classroom. I'm going to see it. The thing about our classroom is it's not used for classes, but really it's more often used for what's going on in the corner here, which is meetings. This is what really goes on in this at CMUS, is that people meet.
The curriculum is designed around learning by doing. It's project-based and apprenticeship-based, with an emphasis on teamwork and collaboration. The goal is to present students with real-world situations and challenge them with projects similar to those they might find on the job.
It was a little bit surprising to find that the curriculum here is in a lot of ways modeled after work.
This approach is really the future of education.
It's not as theoretical as some classes. Like this is something that I'm sure we could use right away.
It's just a matter of convincing people that lecturing the stuff that they're not going to remember is irrelevant.
I think back to like cramming for exams and forgetting it like 10 minutes after you walk out of the exam. That's one really good thing about this program, is there's nothing like that, because you're only doing what's practically relevant and appropriate. So I think there's a lot more retention.
The story-centered curriculum replaces courses with a set of realistic projects that emulate a real-world business setting. The context of a fictional story is meant to emulate the real-world jobs for which the students are preparing. Their work revolves around project deliverables with real deadlines. The philosophy at Carnegie Mellon West is that there is no better way to educate than to have students gain experience while doing.
Okay, so we just got assigned a task recently, and one of the deliverables that we're supposed to produce is the project plan.
We're working on a project right now to flow out some specific diagrams to make sure that it works properly, and we currently have a project with PayPal. They work some 50, 60 hours a week on projects that are real-world work efforts to produce deliverables that you'd find in a business.
Students work in teams and with Socratic mentors who provide guidance and feedback throughout the learning process. Mentors are available at all times throughout a project to critique work, make suggestions, and help students search deeper for their own answers.
Max is here 24/7 to help with anything technically or within the group.
Probably the most challenging part about mentoring is knowing how many hints to give the students or the teams, and helping them to really learn by doing as opposed to giving them the answers.
How do these interactions take place? They take place online? Do they take place on the phone?
On the phone, online, in person, over lunch, on email, instant messenger, whatever it takes to make the interaction a good one.
The faculty are renowned experts in their fields. They've abandoned conventional teaching methods in order to help their students become independent thinkers. They never lecture, but they interact with their students throughout the learning process.
As much as I enjoy standing in front of a room full of people and talking, it's much more satisfying to be dealing in smaller groups, more of a one-on-one type of interaction.
Carnegie Mellon West students learn through practice. They're prepared to think creatively and critically, ask their own questions, and find their own answers.
I'm almost jealous in a way, because I see that they are gaining skills more readily than I could have gained them or did gain them in my program, which I attended in Pittsburgh at CMU's campus.
Since we are creating something original and something new that hasn't been developed out there, it really gives us a good chance to really learn new technologies and kind of go out to the real world prepared more than ever.
They get exposure to things that we just talked about in a lecture hall, whereas they're actually doing it, implementing, building software, putting designs into practice. Whereas we mostly did homework and talked about it in a lecture hall. So I'm jealous in that respect, but it's also a lot more work. But that work definitely pays off for the students.